So guys, we're going to be talking about Clown in a Cornfield. This is kind of a slasher horror movie that's been flying under a lot of people's radars, and it shouldn't be, because everything that I've seen from the marketing looks really ridiculously fun with this movie. It looks like a callback to those early kind of 2000s slasher type movies. We have a clown in a cornfield, exactly what the movie says on the tin, the title I should say. The clown is running around in a cornfield, slashing people up with various weapons. We have chainsaws, axes, bows, all kind of crazy stuff, and there's going to be a lot of carnage ensuing here, and I think it's going to be a real fun time for people who are fans of the slasher genre. So if you haven't seen anything about this film, I do recommend checking out the trailer. But anyway, let's get into what we're here to talk about. So, the tomato meter, 93%, the critic score at the moment, 93%. That's pretty damn incredible for this movie. That's from 29 reviews as well. So if we go down here, we have the critic consensus. Clown in the Cornfield doesn't reinvent the corn maze, but its clever insights, subversion of expectations, and solid foundation help slash its way to the top. That's a great consensus there. Subversion of expectations. I love that. Whenever you go into a particular type of movie and you have expectations of what the movie's going to show you, when it subverts your expectations and it shows you something that you didn't think you would see, that's always a fun time at the movies. So let's go over and check out some of these reviews here. So starting off at the top, pop culture leftovers. Blood-soaked, creative, and just a damn good time to be hunted by a psychotic clown. Clown in a Cornfield lives up to its name and then some. From Cinematic Worlds of Chaotic Gemini. That's a big name there. Funny, terrifying, and with some surprising heart, Clown in a Cornfield is definitely a treat for horror fans. From Film Inc. in Australia, a fast-paced, aimable slasher flick with a handful of big laughs. From Cody Leach, one of my favourite YouTubers. If you haven't seen Cody Leach on YouTube, he does a lot of horror content. He's worth checking out, guys. Really great YouTuber. Clown in the Cornfield is frustratingly by the numbers until it very much isn't. Fun characters, satisfying carnage, and some nice surprises makes for a very entertaining clown slasher. I'm interested to see more from Friendo. Well, I know at the moment there's like 4 different books, Friendo clown books. So whether they're going to adapt all of those books into different movies, we'll have to wait and see. So from Fandom Wire, anyone who has a passing interest in either horror or comedy should rush out to the theatre. Craig has crafted a great horror comedy that actually delivers on both fronts. From Denton Record Chronicle, Clown in the Cornfield doesn't just pay homage, it brings its own flavour to this blood-soaked buffet, proving that the slasher genre still has plenty of fresh rows to harvest. I kind of like that. Morbidly Beautiful. It delivers some pretty effective subversions of genre expectations without being obnoxiously meta or feeling like it's trying too hard to be clever. The ending lands hard with a sinister twist that elevates it above your typical slasher or horror comedy. That sounds really interesting. The ending lands hard with a sinister twist that elevates it above its typical slasher or horror comedy. I'm very interested now to see what the ending's going to be to this movie. That's piqued my interest for sure. So, The Only Critic. Clown in the Cornfield deserves to be seen on the big screen with a massive audience. It promises to be a killer communal experience. From Roger Ebert. I found that Craig's film much more interesting when it was just allowed to be chaotic instead of when it was explaining the chaos. From Dennis Schwartz, the film is at its best when it offers a droll critique of the current culture. Mama's Geeky, this movie did not help me get over my fear of clowns. Yeah, I think that's like one of the biggest irrational fears in the world. Like, people are just scared of clowns. And I think that's why they make such decent horror films. From the horror press, Clown in the Cornfield has so many inspired kills among the carnage that it's hard not to have a good time. It's also effortlessly funny as it takes us through familiar territory. Clown in the Cornfield is Scream for the digital era, a dark horror comedy unafraid of slaughtering its darlings in the name of skewering a collapsing society. A fun slasher flick for teens, from Joe Blow. And the one above, was from Dread Central, I should have said that. From Screen Rant, Clown in the Cornfield feels like the kind of movie you'd find playing on TV in the middle of the night that makes you scared to leave your bed. From Screen Anarchy, so our first kind of negative here, a lesser mix of Children of the Corn, Hot Fuzz, The Wicker Man, and any number of cursed small town films. Clown in the Cornfield is not the blast it should be, and that's a bummer. Up next from Variety, the film in its trivial way exudes a dyspeptic, downer vibe that results of everyone in it being so testy and unpleasant. From Eye for Film, Clown in the Cornfield has a lot of heart and not just of the bloody variety. From Bloody Disgusting, Tucker and Dale vs. evil director Eli Craig tackles the most fateful adaptation with a Blom, bringing the right balance of gore and comedy for a zippy, lean slasher. And then finally, from Starburst, packed with sharp dialogue and impressive performances, Douglas being particularly good, this one doesn't clown around. I always love it when people inject these kind of puns into their reviews. It just makes me laugh. So there we go, guys. Overwhelmingly positive reviews here for this movie, Clown in a Cornfield. I was kind of umming and ahhing about whether this looked good, but after seeing these reviews, and this movie sitting at 93%, that's pretty damn incredible. And I've got to say, it's really kind of pushed me to feel a lot more excited about seeing this movie now. I mean, a clown running around the town, chopping people up. I mean, we've seen it a dime a dozen with these type of movies. But, I mean, if it's done right and it can elevate itself, if it can feel different. But man, I'm really, really excited to see this. So sign me up. So guys, you see these reviews here for Clown in a Cornfield, sitting at 93% here. Have you seen the marketing? Have you been impressed with what you've seen so far? Will you be checking out this movie once it hits theaters? And what do you think about these reviews? Whatever your thoughts are, guys, jump into the comment section and let us know what you think. As always, thanks so much for being here. Make sure you hit the like button before you leave. Consider becoming a subscriber of the channel if you haven't done so far. It goes a long way to supporting the content, so I would really, really appreciate that. And as always, I will see you in the next video.